All right, we're recording. Okay, so I want us to, it is already the 3rd of February, so I want us to come up with a plan. And I actually have an outline. I called it the Girl Boss Checklist, kind of like a how-to guide for growing your business. And I want us to kind of go by it every day. It's not difficult. I don't want to make it difficult for any of you guys, because I think the more you go back to the basics, the better your business will grow. I feel like a lot of coaches, they overthink it, and then they get overwhelmed, and then they're like, okay, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. And that's where I was like 2 months ago. I almost quit because I had way too much going on at one time. I'm like, I have to do this, and then I have a newsletter, and I have a free group going on at the same I have a free group going on at the same time as my paid group. Way too much. So I want you guys to, tonight after we get off the call, write down your plan just for the next week, not for the month. I want you to just focus on 1 week at a time, because you will get way too overwhelmed if you're like, oh my gosh, I have to do this in 2 weeks and this is planned in 3 weeks. I want you to break it down and just focus on today and a couple days from now. It will really help you figure out, your small goals that you want to accomplish right now. So tonight I want you guys to, what time is it? It's like 5 over there. I want you guys to post a Beachbody post tonight. And I want you to put detail into it. Make it about how this journey has changed your life. Not just about your transformation, about losing weight. Because a lot of the time, people are drawn in by posts like, I have created or I have found a community where I feel the support and accountability, and I'm able to go to these women who are so inspiring and motivating, and I've just like found my second family. Honestly, I think it was yesterday I did a post about my second family, or a couple days ago, I don't know. And I actually had 2 people reach out to me, and they were saying how they've done programs before. They've done Weight Watchers and just other programs, and they felt like that's what they were craving. Like they needed that support and accountability, and they didn't really find it there. And because I spoke about the community that you're surrounded with Beachbody, I drew 2 people in. And I feel like we always are like, oh my gosh, I got paid this amount of money, and people want to know how much I'm getting paid. A lot of the time, people are not drawn just by money. They're not drawn into Beachbody because of the money. They want to feel like they can actually do this, that they can lose the weight, that they can, feel good about themselves. And then if you get a paycheck on top of that, awesome. But you don't want to draw people in thinking that, or making them think that they're going to get paid like $2,000 next week, because it's just not realistic. And we have to be realistic too. I mean, it's a hard job being a coach. And when I first started, I didn't even think I was going to do this as a business. I joined for the discounts. And because I fell in love with the programs and the products and the community, that is why I became an all-in coach. But it wasn't I saw posts that Anita did with her income and everything, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. But honestly, a lot of people think that it's a scam. So, it's kind of hard to believe. I mean, now that I know Anita and, know about Beachbody and the culture and everything, now, I totally believe it, obviously. But from an outsider's point of view, it might kind of push people away, thinking, that's not going to be me. I'm never going to do that. So I want you guys, your post tonight, I want you to just pinpoint one thing, whether it, you met, I don't know, your success partner and you guys are really good friends now, and you feel just this connection with them. Like, I want you to talk about one thing that Beachbody has done for you and kind of like tell it like it's a story. You want to talk to people like you're actually having a conversation with them through your posts. And I feel like that's, it takes a while to really figure out your, I don't know, your kind of like groove that you have going on when you're posting. I don't want you guys to just post to post. That's not what it's about either. Just to, throw a picture up on there and put some words with it. Your business is not going to grow just throwing a post up there. So you guys have to start really thinking about what you're posting about. Even if you take an extra 5-10 minutes to, come up with a more detailed post, it will be worth it. So I have a little, let me get a, hold on. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it back to the basics and talk about the vital behaviors, because that is where it is. I've had coaches ask me, and recently I've actually had a few people message me asking, oh my gosh, how did you get SC40? How did you do this? Like, what's the magic? I'm like, guys, there's no magic. For real, there's no magic. The difference is I am showing up every single day. And I've actually been like sick the last week, like exhausted sick. And I just show up, like, even if I'm laying in bed, I'm messaging people, like I take every single second. If I'm not with my family or if there's not something else going on, it's Beachbody. I don't even, I really don't watch TV anymore like I used to. I am willing to sacrifice, and that's what you guys have to figure out. You don't have to feel like you have to be an all-in coach in order to be successful. But you have to ask yourself, what do you want out of this? You can't just say, yeah, I want to become a 5-star this year, or, I want to make $1,000 in 1 week, and then that's that. You have to have a plan in place. So that's kind of where I feel really changed for me when I figured out that I do want to be an all-in coach and I want to do this no matter what, even during hard times. And just because I got SC40, I feel like it doesn't really, I don't know. I find it funny because I've had people message me and they're like, oh my gosh, I need to do that. I'm like, that's not what it's about. Honestly, I wanted to help 20 people. I never said I wanted SC40. My goal this month was to help, or last month was to help was to help 20 people. My goal this month is to help 30 people. But that's the other thing. You have to flip your mindset. When I first started, I'm not going to lie, I was like, I'm getting SC10, and I didn't really think about the person, like helping people. And it totally, there was a block, like there was a wall up. And I wasn't reaching people because I was all about the SC points. And that's not what this is about. Your goal may be, you want to be an all-star, legend, whatever. You want to get SC5, SC10 for 12 months, but you need to change that mindset. It's not going to happen if you keep saying, I have to get to SC5 this month. It will happen if you say, I'm going to help 3 people. I'm going to, I really want to change 5 lives this month. It's all about your mindset, and that will completely change. So I want you guys to really just bring it back to the basics. Think about, are you really doing all the vital behaviors? Because honestly, like 2 days ago, I was on this training and they were talking about the basics. And when you are an all-in coach and when you're like trying to grow your team, you kind of forget about the vital behaviors yourself. You either are not working out like you should be, or because you're working on your business, or you're not reading personal development. And I, like, for a second, I was like, I haven't really been reading. Like, I haven't really been growing because I'm so focused on my team, which is great, but there needs to be a balance. So you guys need to be still focusing on growing and learning every day, even though you don't have as much time, because it does get busy trying to, recruit and talk to people all day long. But you guys really need to focus on your personal development, because there's going to come a time, yeah, I got SC40, but if I don't work on my growth every day, I'm gonna say, oh my gosh, I'm not even helping 3 people this month. No one wants to talk to me because there's a wall. So I want you guys to really think tonight after the call and write down, are you doing all the vital behaviors? And you have to be honest with yourself. And I actually want you guys to pick a book that you feel, a lot of people are like, you need to start out with The Compound Effect, or what's the other book? I have it here, I think. I don't know.
Good Pro.
Yeah. Honestly, start out with a book that you feel like you can relate to. Like, I like I Am That Girl, or You're a Badass. I love the other books that like teach you business and everything, but if you feel like you're not motivated right now, if you're just struggling, like being inspired, choose a book that will help you in that area. Not just a book that people are saying you have to read this when you first become a coach, because you're going to end up not reading the whole thing because you're bored or you're just sick of it. So I want you guys to choose a book tonight. But did you guys download that app, Shailene, the 30-day push? Did you guys start it yet? No. It's okay. I was on.
I did it before.
I was on the 5th day, and then I took a couple of days off, but because I've just been so busy. But I'm gonna start it over actually tomorrow, and it's only like 10-15 minutes, so actually not that long. You just listen to it. But I want all of us to do that, and then I'm gonna have an assignment on Saturday for all of you guys for it. So. But okay, so I'm going to go back to, vital behaviors. So are you the product of the product? Are you actually working out every day? Are you posting about it? I've had coaches reach out and say, I don't want to post about it. I'm going to annoy my, my friends and family. I don't care. Annoy them. Like, you could help people too at the same time. I posted a couple days ago just a random video of me working out, and I had a couple people reach out to me and say, thank you so much. I did not want to work out today, and I saw your video scrolling Facebook. Did they sign up for Beachbody? No. And will they? I don't know. But we're also not here just to, have every single person sign up for Beachbody. We're here to help people. We want to inspire people, motivate them to, lose that last 10 pounds or be able to go outside and play with their children. So then that's all with personal development and growth. And if you're doing all of these things, you're going to want more than just signing every person up under the sun. You're going to want to actually help people, even if, they don't help you out. That's what it's about. So I want you guys to really think, are you the product of the product? Are you drinking Shakeology every day? Are you doing your workout? Are you posting about it? Are you really sharing how maybe you're struggling today and you didn't even want to work out, but you still did? I mean, you still always want to, turn it into a positive. If you're struggling today, talk about it. We're not here to pretend like we're perfect. I mean, we still have days where we're we don't want to work out, or we're tired, our children, are sick, or something's going on, but we want to show to other people that it's possible. You can still see results. You can still feel good about yourself, even if you have an off day. So you need to ask yourself, are you being the product of the product? And write that down tonight after the call. Okay, so inviting. Inviting every day. I will be honest about this too. For about a month and a half maybe, I was like not inviting at all. Just because my posts, I was posting so like it was consistent, and I would have people reach out to me. So then I realized at the end of the month, I was like, and this was in December. I was like, yeah, this might not be good for, the months to come. I need to start really inviting people, because you're not just worried about that month when you're inviting people, you are building momentum for the next couple months. So you have to invite. And I have a system, so you guys can write this down, but I'm going to post, where can I do that? I'll post a link for you guys to see this, the slides that I have. So my system is 5-3-2. So you want to do 5 messages to new people every day. New people. And that does not mean that you have to talk about Beachbody. This is just new people, like maybe you were scrolling and you saw an old friend from high school and they got married. Something happened and you wanted to reach out to them. That is actually the best way to form a relationship. It's so natural. And then maybe they'll start watching what you're doing and they're going to ask you like, oh my gosh, I really do want to lose, baby weight. And I've been watching your Facebook. How do I get started? So I do 5 new messages, 3 messages to people who I've talked to in the last couple of months. And this is every day, guys. This is not just once a week. This is every day. And I mean, sometimes, I do more, but this is just a system. This is a good system to know that you are actually moving your business forward if you stick to the system. And then 2 messages to random people who I would never ever think would join. So, I did the system last month, and 4 people joined from the 2 messages, that I sent, that I would never ever think would join. 4 people joined from those messages. Do you have a question? Are you muted? Hold on.
To the 2 people, were those actually cold invites
Yeah.
or just a chit chat?
They were cold invites.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I have this horrible feeling of the fact that, and 3,200 people, I mean, I've cold invited over half of them.
Yeah.
Month after month after month. So, yeah, that may not be a great way to have learned to do things in the end, but at the same time, how do you turn that around? You know what I mean?
So do you get messages back like a lot of the time when you do the cold invites? I mean, how does
it's hit or miss. I mean, it really is, and that's what I'm saying. Like with those people, I would like to figure out, do I, basically leave them alone and focus on people I've never communicated with at all for a while, and then like go back to those people later. I mean, you know what I mean? It's kind of like you can have a method to your madness, or you can just wing it,
Yeah. Well, that's
at a point where I need to know if, you know what I mean? A system is great, but
yeah.
if you haven't had one in 6 months and you've just been winging it like I've been doing, what do you do now? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would. So do you use Evernote at all?
I have it, and You talking about for keeping up with these 5, 3, and 2?
Yeah, well, just keeping track of like people who you've talked to, like in the past couple months. And like I have a thing where, and I'll post the link too in our chat for it, but I have a document where I keep track of people who I've talked to last month and, months before, who said either, reach out to them or they've messaged me, but they're kind of like wishy-washy and they didn't really give me a yes or no. And our conversation was kind of like at a standstill. So I will message those people like 2 months after. Just give them a little time, because you also want to show that you're here to stay, like, because a lot of the time people are thinking, oh, she's not going to be a coach very long. Like, this is just a phase or whatever, like, people need to see that you are dedicated and that you're consistent. And then they'll think, okay, she loves this program. She's getting the results. I really believe that she'll be a good coach for me because she is still staying in contact with me. Because that's the other thing. I'm all about follow-ups, because you're not follow-ups. No, I always tell my team, ask them, I'm like, follow-ups, follow-ups, follow-ups. Like, I say it over and over again, because that's where I get a lot of my people. Because you have to think, they want to feel like they can trust you, honestly. They don't want to feel like you're just sending them a message, and because they said no, you are like, okay, I'm out. They want to know that you're going to be there, even if they say no the first, second, third, fourth time. Okay, I have a coach who said no about 10 times. And I just kept saying, okay, girl, I'm here for you if you ever need anything. And I let her join a few of my actual like paid challenge groups, because I wanted her to see, the feel and really understand what she would get involved with. And I feel like because I kept on her and like just asking, how she's doing, and we would have having conversations not just about Beachbody, but just about like her kids and everything. And I feel like because I followed through and I kept talking to her, she was comfortable and she came to me when she was ready. So that's, excuse me, that's why I always say follow-ups. That's where you're going to even get your diamond coaches. You're going to get the coaches who are going to be here like for the long haul with you. That's why follow-ups are so important. I mean, I never ever expect the first time that I talk to someone for them to say yes. I think I've had that like 3 times, and it was just like a lucky day. But I just live off of follow-ups because I am so consistent with my posting, and I'm consistent with just all the vital behaviors except personal development, but I'm getting back on track. But I really honestly believe that you are going to get your main coaches, working coaches even, that, because I know a lot of coaches like, oh my gosh, I don't have any working coaches. How do I get them? What am I supposed to do? Follow-ups. I am so just on follow-ups. I just love them because you're able to really form that trust with someone. So do the system 5-3-2 every day. Honestly, it will take you like 20 minutes maybe. Like that.
Do y'all use Google Docs to like keep track of this? I mean, you said Evernote, but I mean, I've seen what Jill does, and she's extremely organized. Like,
I'm not like that. Jill and I always laugh because we're success partners, and we're all because I love creating stuff. So I'm like I love PicMonkey and Canva and doing all that kind of stuff. And so we're always joking. I'm like, so you can do the systems and I'll do your pictures and stuff for you. Because I'm like a wing it girl though too. And I'm trying to be better. I'm creating systems for my team right now because I have to realize like it would be different if it was just me. And I was just able to like do this like without a team, obviously, but I have to teach other people. And even if I don't use the systems myself, I want them to be in place for other people to understand. So yeah, I'm not really, and she's so organized. I'm like, I'm so jealous. But
Because, I mean, I'm like, okay, 6 months of inviting to have, you know, made lists in my phone or handwritten list, and everything is just stacked up or in a file in your phone. And it's like, I mean, you know, I'm an alphabetical type of person.
Yeah.
That was in high school. I mean, I'm almost 40, like, you know. But I'm trying to figure out, how do I backtrack and, you know.
Yeah, I would, I know Jill, she does like, I don't even know how she does it. I have to ask her, but she takes all of her friends.
I did it.
In alphabet. Did you do that? How do you do that?
I did it, but I couldn't tell you how I did it.
Okay.
Well, I could if you have to do it, and you get a link on an email, and then you download it to your computer, and then you pick. The only thing that's kind of like sucks about it is that it does the male and females together, and then you can sit there and separate them, which is a whole nother like 2 hours if you're talking about 3,000 people.
That's crazy.
And then I get stuck on the A's, you know. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've gotten stuck on the A's. I'm sure y'all can relate, you know, like the alphabet A. How many times can I invite Abby? You know what I mean? Accidentally, you know, like just,
oh my God.
I don't know. I'm like, okay, week 1 A's, week 2 B's. No, that's not going to work. You know what I mean? What's going to work? So, I don't know.
I'm going to talk to, well, I have a meeting tomorrow with my Jill and a few other girls, and I'll hear about it.
Because not only do you have to do that, you have to do that certain amount of regularly because of your new people. Manually do them. So she showed me, and I did it, but that was a while ago, you know.
I need to do that. I know. I mean, you could use, what's the others? There's another app. Someone just talked about it in my Diamond chat, and I cannot think of it. I'll ask them. I know, I'm working on that. So as soon as I figure out like a really good system, I will share it with you guys. But really right now, I'm just using Evernote, and I do like PowerPoint to create like things for my team. And then just YouTube videos. So, okay, let's see. So I talked about the 5-3-2. I did this personal development. Kind of went over that. Just picking a book that you feel that you need right now. You know, do you need time management? Do you need something that's motivating or inspiring? Let's see. We have less than 9 minutes. Okay. So last thing I'm just going to talk about tonight. And this is actually like, so, you know, they teach you that there's 3 vital behaviors. Well, I really believe that there's 5, but the 4th and the 5th one. 4th is posting. Like, I get a lot of coaches also that are like, no one is reaching out to me. Like, no one wants to do this. I'm like, okay, let me go look at your Facebook. Let me go scroll it. Let me go see if it looks like you're a Beachbody coach. And I'm not saying you have to like hold up a sign saying I'm a coach, but you have to look like, you know, you're proud to be a coach. Something on your page has to show that you are a coach and that you want to help people with their fitness and health goals. So once they understand, and they start posting more and consistently, not 3 to 5 times a week, 3 to 5 times a day. And quality. I always tell my coaches, do not go find a random stock picture from Google with this girl who has, you know, abs and everything. No, I want to see you. People want to see what you're doing, what, you know, your life, your kids, your journey, your hobbies. Like what are you doing that could really relate to someone else? because you are a coach for a lot of people. But if you're not posting who you really are and you're just taking these random pictures off the internet, people are not going to, they're just not going to relate to you, and they're not going to think that you're serious about really wanting to help people. So post 3 to 5 times a day. I actually have a list, and I will post this link too, of different ideas of what to post, because I get that a lot too. I don't know what to post. I'm like, what are you doing right now? What are you doing? Are you playing with your child? Are you, I don't know, coloring in your new coloring book? You know, like, you can post about anything, honestly. I thought it was funny because this was a while back, but I got a new blender because my other blender was shot. And so I bought a new blender, and my hair wasn't even done. I had no makeup on. I just got out of the shower, and my blender got here, and I was holding my blender, and I had so many likes from it. I'm like, I'm holding my blender, you know, but like, people, they can relate to that, and they're like, oh my gosh, I like that blender, and you know, they're just like random comments. But I just thought, you know, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm going to share it. So you have to use Facebook as your journal. And that does not mean you're using it as a drama-filled journal. You're not going to be talking about this girl and that girl, and did you see what she was wearing? And, you know, no drama at all. You're talking about being positive and being a light for the world. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Thanks for the what to post about. He just said, I want to
Yes.
watch that.
See? Post about it right now.
I want that only.
Oh my word.
So posting. So I will give you all those different ideas. 'Cause I think these really help my coaches, you know.
George of the Jungle. Oh well.
I'm not open. I
Oh.
can't open it. I can't open it. Hey.
Okay, and then number 5, real quick, because we're going to be cut off soon, is just, like I said, follow-ups. That is, like, seriously one of the vital behaviors for me. Because if you're not, you also have to think about it like this. If you're not following up with someone, and I'm not saying you have to have a perfect system, because I don't, I'm trying to figure it out, but if you don't go back and talk to someone from, like, even 2 months ago, and then you see that they posted, oh, I'm a Beachbody coach, you are going to kick yourself. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, we just talked 2 months ago. She even told me to reach out to her the next month for my next challenge group. And because I either didn't write her name down, or I was like, girl, she doesn't want to join me. I'm not even going to waste my time. You just lost a person who knows, maybe they would make this a business like you are. So you have to really think, even if they don't help you, I like you're taking a picture, even if they don't help you in that month, you still want to help them no matter what. A lot of the time, this business is a lot of work for little pay. But if you are consistent, if you keep going, even 1-2 years down the road, your team is going to be huge. You're going to be able to change so many lives. You're going to be able to, have more freedom, financial wise, time wise, with your family. You're going to be able to do so much more that you want to do, but you have to make those sacrifices right now. I mean, a lot of the time, I don't sleep because I'm making sacrifices. This business, and I don't even like to call the business, I love this. And I know that this is what I'm supposed to do, because even if I wasn't getting paid for it, I would do it just because I love talking to people. I love being able to, get messages saying, thank you so much for reaching out to me and having me sign up because I've lost 10 pounds just in the last 2 weeks. So you guys, when you are struggling and when you're like, why am I doing this? Those kind of moments, you have to live off of that. You have to realize that you have a purpose. You are changing someone's life. So tonight, I just want you guys to really write down your vital behaviors. Are you doing them? The 5 that I have. Are you really doing them? And I will post a link to these slides I was thinking about creating like a group page. I don't know.
Do you agree with that 6th one though? I mean, if you have 5, then there's 6, but Carl says there's 4. And I mean, once you have the permission of your challengers to actually recognize them,
Mhm.
instead of all of your entire personal page always being only about you, because in essence, we're helping other people. You know what I mean? Like recognition. He said, did you hear him?
Yeah, I think that's really important too.
I mean, you know, it's being with that right challenger that says, let's do it, you know, and it might just be one of your coaches even, you know what I mean? Not only just it being, you know, like within your team page. I don't know. I've been gotten, that's terrible grammar. I've gotten some constructive criticism from some close friends recently, and you know, it was definitely to do with the average person, you know, being unattracted to different things.
Mhm.